Well, welcome back to Factorio, building the Hyperbase. Now, guys, I have to own up to a little boo-boo on my part. I've actually managed to record a whole lot of empty time when I just left the game not running. I was in a pause state. In fact, I didn't even have the game loaded. I just had the splash screen, and then I hit it's a button that you press to start recording, stop recording on OBS, so I hit the stop recording and then tried to record the episode. So we've missed a little bit of action. Basically, as you can see, we got short on space science, so I sent this guy up here with enough to send this guy on his way, but of course we do know that because bots load these a little unevenly, we might end up with a couple left over on one side and not quite full on the other side, so we might have to manage that situation. But we are getting very close to getting more science over to the main base. The main base, the little starter base, the base that's actually doing something. It's down to 12k, so the whole cycle of 160,000, 160 launches, including some refueling that I needed to do to the trains that come up here, has happened without running out from the 20k that we set it, so we're doing pretty well there. It looks like we have 7 left that we need to do. We could be waiting on rocket control units actually this time, from the looks of things, which is new. The rocket control units, that's the LDS, come from up here. This one of there's actually 5, so we've got 1/5 of the rocket control unit build capacity that we actually need online, and it could be some time away, judging by how slowly this is going. So each of these can probably take 400, so there should be about 8,000, so we're about halfway to the necessary cargo amount, I guess. Plenty of sulfuric acid, so that's definitely not the problem. What our stats are doing at the moment, it doesn't look like there's anything too extreme. Just the sort of stats you'd expect for launching rockets. .5. We'll get there eventually. We won't wait for it. So what I've done in the meantime is basically finished off the build for well, here's where we mine the stone, if you remember, with our direct mining. We don't have enough mining productivity for it yet, but I figure by the time everything is running and we actually need it at its full capacity, we'll be a lot closer. I have finished off this, although it needs beacons. Now, the last episode that you actually saw, rather than the imaginary one that I filmed, we were looking at our science build and the circuits, and the one thing I'd forgotten that sort of was throwing it off was the addition of this guy here. I've got bots out. So what happens, just to explain this clearly and with everything working properly, is we when the signal changes to red, as when a train passes through, that red will be greater than 0, so it sends a red signal. This multiplies it by -1. Now the red signal that gets sent has a direct path that bypasses this arithmetic combinator and goes directly here, and it has a path that goes through this combinator. Combinators take 1 tick to process their command, so the one that goes through here arrives first by 1 tick. The one that goes here arrives 1 tick later. That means we get, when this first happens, we'll get 1 pulse of the red happening. Now at the end of it, when this has gone back to green, we would get from here a pulse of negative and 0 coming from here, so it'd still have the -1. This thing here basically knocks out that -1 because it only allows positives through, and it also combines the red signal, which is bypassing this, and the green signal out of this into one signal, so it cleans everything up and you get a nice steady signal out here. Whoops. So you can see at the moment the only open stop is the one with the train in it. If we let the train run, you'll see these things change dynamically, and I'll probably change it from a red signal to maybe something like T for traditional science, or N for normal science, and S for space science, and then I can have a different signal for each of these two, and I can have space science up in this one, but I need to do something with where this goes as well. You see it triggered the thing, it's counted, it's gone over here. Because the other part of this, of course, is in here we have if the signal is 1, this one's active. Let's just have a look at this. So you'll see it goes through and that pops back to here because the signal's now 1. Here it's if the signal is 2, it's just a simple increment counter. Here if the signal is reset to 0, it becomes active. And we'll do that for all 9 once we have 9, so that our resupply science trains know where to go. And this one here is the final bit. If the signal is less than 3, put out the signal. So produce a signal, otherwise just blank it. So it keeps on incrementing till it gets to the maximum, and then done. There it goes again. So what I'm going to do is I'll just let it get back to one of these stations and stop it, because we were demonstrating the science. It's not actually full of science, so we need it to stop. So yeah, when it pulls up in here, I'll just force it to stop by putting it on manual. And it looks like those last rocket control units still haven't quite arrived, but I'm sure they won't be too far off. Anyway, do I have all of my bots? I do. Actually, I might just leave them out. We have a lot of rail on board. I picked up 5,000 rails so that I could lay the rail from the stone through to where the purple science needs it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly over these builds that we have that might need some more rail, such as this extra yellow science. And I'll just burn it down a bit because I may as well. Since I've brought it all down here, I may as well use it. Fix up things like that I can see. And another rail deprived build. So otherwise I'm just carrying this rail back needlessly. Yeah, we have to reorganize this stuff anyway. Might just come over here now. So I guess we'll end up carrying that much rail back. Didn't even use half actually in the end, but it's hard to judge these things sometimes. Okay, let's head back to base. I think I want to clear out all the wood, obviously. I also will clear out the rail for now, and we will get some modules, not beacons, modules. And so it was 18,000 stone. We've burnt up a couple of thousand stone replacing all these rails, but now we're handing them all back. It's sort of a little moot. I guess. I'm keeping 100. I probably could keep more, but that's fine. Now I don't want... Oh good, don't have bots out. Let's go to the module farm. Now furnaces take 2. We've got 104, so we need just over 200 of the productivity modules, assuming I can reach them from there. 4. That should be enough, and the rest of it may as well be speed. Wow, speed modules, and that will give this build something to do. Now let's get back to the action. There you go. All of those final launches, so we'll check in on that soon to see just how unbalanced the distribution was. It wouldn't normally matter that it delivers it slightly in a slightly unbalanced way, because we'd just be doing more, and it's not that unbalanced, it's only a little bit unbalanced, so the difference is not a significant thing as far as I mean, it very quickly corrects itself if you just overproduce by a little bit, and you'll use that overproduction sooner or later. So the other thing that I got slightly wrong here was these ones at the end actually need to be requesters. I think it's just these two actually. Oh, and I'll have to manually put the productivity into the furnaces. Looks like now that we can produce the modules this easily, we're not having any difficulty finding enough modules to fill out all of our beacons, and that's good. Now, is it worth blueprinting this and then getting bots to deliver the... Oh, that isn't that good. To deliver the remainder? I kind of doubt it. Actually, it looks like there's a couple down here that are missing, a couple of the beacons that are missing speed. That's never a good thing. What was the source I got this from? So yeah, we should have extra beacons there, there, and there. Are there any others that are missing? Oh, and we're missing actually a beacon even in there. Kind of one of those annoying puzzle books where you got to spot things, fun when you're a child, but it's not the game I want to play as an adult trying to play Factorio. And productivity's over here. Almost done. Oh, there we go, that one's done. Okay, cool. So we need a stone brick train. We need some fuel. Let me get some fuel. Oh, those guys aren't ready, but do they need modules in here? Or did I fill it all out? I think I filled it all out, yes, already. I might just go to source for the fuel. Which is here. 230. Alright. That should be enough. Well, enough for one train. I want to make sure that this stone brick thing that we have can actually work. Well, I mean, it will work. It's not really in doubt, but I just want to make sure, you know, you always test things. That's what I'm trying to say. Test things. We haven't tested it yet. If you test every bit as you go along, when you get to the end and all the bits work, you've only got the integration between the bits to worry about. You don't have to worry about, did I sort all this out properly in the first place? Because you know you did. It should be back here very shortly to this one because it is empty. One of these is still slight. All this is working. That is awesome. That's the one that's empty. So we're sending a signal because we've got a train in there. I doubt it's filling especially fast, but let's have a look. I mean, it's not terrible, but given one inserter will do 27 a second, and we've got 4 miners here at the moment, and are we getting 27 a second like one inserter would do for us? 20. I mean, a second isn't all is. It's hard to say. I really don't know, but it's filling up at a reasonable rate. So the only thing is we have to do it twice. If we only had to do it once, it probably already would be fast enough. Yeah, that one's done. Why is this one slower? Odd. And then it moves forward, it does these two. And this will just get faster as the mining productivity goes up, of course. Until at some point we'll be better off not having all these miners, just having one and surrounding it with more beacons. What speed are we actually getting out of these guys at the moment? 350%. Wow, that's decent. Yeah, you can see it climbs pretty quickly. The fact that it's so close is helpful. But obviously this end is going to probably get burnt through fairly quickly, well, at least relative to other parts of really, you've only got 444k in this one here, so yeah, need to be a little bit mindful of that. We might have to let the train move up even further than it has, which we might have to extend that up at some point. How are you doing? 39,000. 40,000. I don't have any bots over here yet, so that's another thing that we need. Oh. Why did you just go straight through that one? Because you don't even have a command. Oh, and this is not going to work because that needs to be greater than or equal to. And now it's just going to go around in circles because I have not told it to stop at this one, which is B stone unload. Let's make that B stone unload. Get back to this train. Well, so you go there, then you go to B stone, unload until inventory empty. Now, I actually need more requester boxes in here. And these need to all be changed around as well. Stone brick, I guess, in the amount of 1,400. Oh. If we're going to use bots, we better deploy them. That, and that. Oops. And a map save. How many more of these are there? Almost almost there. Oh yeah, we're out of requesters right now, which we were expecting. Why are you flashing? I guess we don't even need you, to be honest. I do need radar though. I'm a fan of radar. I must have taken them all out. Or run out, which is also possible. Okay, map down there. Okay, we need to get the we need the radar, we need to dump all of this stuff, we need to get some bots, probably a smelter operation needs, actually this one might need more, we probably need at least 1,000 bots. Good, we're safe. 1,000 bots and another train. Okay, where are we? Up a bit further. Yeah. I don't know if I actually have room. Did I ever put these guys into the network properly? 1,000 bots, I don't actually need those, pretty sure. Although we will need them soon enough, so I should probably leave them there. Got our requested chest. I also want this guy 8 and 20. Now, one way to improve UPS is actually to have less of the locomotives at the front, as long as you've got enough to get to max speed. It depends how critical the acceleration is out of the stop. If it's not critical, you could probably use whatever is the minimum number you can get away with that will get you to max speed, possibly. So that is another thing that we might consider going forward. We may not actually need 8 locomotives on these 820 trains. Now, if I can just find my way. Was I going to build a GPS mod, or was somebody going to do that for me? Sure, it was the latter. Oh, and I need some rail as well. I forgot I was going to connect this to the end. Never mind. You can have all those. You can have all those. You can have all those. 1,000. They are all employed. Let's see what we can do with what we have. You get, buddy. we go. Oh yeah, the train. How's this doing? Yeah, it probably actually needs more than 1,000 or some greater bot speed. And there's quite a lot of charging going on. So we might actually want a few more roboports. Oh, and I'm going to need fuel for these guys as well. Whoops, you don't need to be over there, buddy. You're in the wrong place. Fuel. I figure I've left something somewhere. That's actually filling up pretty quick. I think these stack to, is it 100? Yeah, so 4,000, it should be 80,000. We're getting there pretty quickly. What is the problem over here? Full cargo inventory. Why wouldn't we have a full cargo inventory? Okay. What is your cargo? 38,000. You've got a T signal. Ah, they're filling up. As expected. Alright, that's fine. I was concerned I might have, when you sometimes fly over with bots, they can have stuff grabbed out of their hands by inserters and things, and you end up with garbage somewhere you don't want it. I didn't want that to be the case. Fortunately, it is probably not the case. Yeah, it's not cycling fast enough, but that's kind of what we expected. It'll get there. I'm probably going to use this format for all of the mining that remaining mining we're doing, and eventually we'll change over all the other mining to it as well. Oh, that's right, we needed to check the space science because it has 159,000, because that one has all that it needs, and look, we've got these little bits left over. It's just a tiny bit. The bots just don't seem to understand how to do this properly. It doesn't matter, we can just send you on your way. Go to space science, unload, go. I should say, instead of full, well, we're not going to do it again because I'm going to rip this up and build a platform for an 820, but yeah, just use your brain, buddy, use your brain. How many do we actually have left? We still have 8,000. When you're only burning it a bit over 100 a minute, it lasts forever, this stuff, forever. What did we need? We needed fuel, is that right? Fuel, and give that a destination, and that will probably have to do us for the episode. Painfully little that we actually get through every episode, I know, but it's getting exciting, guys. We are getting close to the point when we'll be turning on some of our mega science. I can't wait. Fuel, I might as well just go straight up to where the fuel actually is. Have I missed it? No, this is it. And this needs a complete revamp, and I need to allow for the trains that pull in here. I need what, 240? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 rows plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that one's struggling to load. I should have taken it from here. Never mind. We didn't. It'll all balance out in the end. That's actually probably the main reason why I haven't been taking it from just up there. Nope, that's not where we want to go. To the stone mine, guys. To the stone mine. Okay. You. No. Purple science, stone, brick. Load. How about not C-tone, but stone? Okay, your first stop is PS. Purple science, stone, brick. Load until inventory full. That condition is met, and your destination is this one here. Purple science, stone, brick, unload. Add purple science, stone, brick, unload until inventory empty. We'll take a world tour just because. Let's go. And guys, this is about to wrap it up for this episode. Next episode, circuits and steel for these sciences. See you then. Bye bye for now.